Hey everyone, Amar here. In this video, I'll be talking to you about how to increase testosterone levels through meditation. So this video is a little bit different from the type of things I usually talk about, but I like to share things that I'm working on and the things I do myself. And I just want to give you a bit of context around why I've been working on this. So a big part of my approach to self-development and spiritual work is working on the levels of mind, body, spirit. I'm trying to integrate on all levels as deeply as I can, okay? So that means I work with the energies in my body, the emotions, all the unconscious stuff going on in my mind, and trying to bring everything together so we achieve a holistic awakening, right? Like spiritual growth, which has a foundation in the body. I know a big part of some spiritual teachings is obviously the idea that you're not the mind, you're not the body, just transcend it all. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's not a valid approach. Just the approach that I'm on, the journey I've been on, I'm always working with the body. You can see that when you look at my videos, some of my older videos. So something I've been working on recently is just optimizing my testosterone levels, right? And I think when you say the word testosterone, it can have a lot of stigma attached to it. Automatically, people think you're some sort of aggressive gorilla who just lifts weights all the time. But it's a lot more than that. And for men especially, I feel like testosterone is important, not just because it gives you male characteristics and promotes health, but it can actually give you better peace of mind. And I've experienced this myself, right? So if you have things like anxiety, depression, or you just get stuck in low states, or you have low energy, I think by optimizing your testosterone, you would massively reduce or suppress the anxiety and the negative emotions and all these stressful states, right? I've experienced this myself. So that's the main reason I do this, is because it helps me. This is another benefit, feel good in my body. I just feel good in my body, right? And when you feel good in your body and your anxiety and your depression and all these negative aspects are suppressed or reduced, then you can do better spiritual work, right? Versus you always trying to battle against the negativity and the anxiety and trying to find a way out with that. Yeah, that's one part of growth, but if you just find some peace of mind, then you're going to do much better spiritual work. And if you're familiar with much about this topic, a lot of people say testosterone is the lowest it's been ever since humans have been alive. I don't know how true that is, but it's pretty low at the moment, and mental health problems are probably the highest they've ever been. So I think there could be some correlation there. And if we started to optimize our testosterone levels, I think we'd see a significant reduction in the mental health problems that we experience, right? So this is why I do this. I'm trying to work on all levels of the being, mind, body, spirit. And there's certain energies, powerful energies, that are within our bodies, right? That we can work with, harness, and integrate. So if you have a man's body, you have certain qualities within that body that you can work with. If you have a female body, you will have some other qualities that you can work with and optimize, right? So I think this is an important area for spiritual development and spiritual growth. And that's why I'm doing this. So I want to talk about what we're trying to achieve through optimizing our testosterone, right? Obviously, I've said it's going to improve your mental health. It's going to increase masculine characteristics, and it's going to make you feel good in your body, right? You're going to be more confident. You're just going to feel good about yourself, just better in general. However, that's not the real reason. The real reason we want to optimize testosterone, at least the reason I'm doing it, is to increase sexual energy. So one of the side effects of increased testosterone is you have an increase in libido and sexual energy. And this isn't just so you can go and blow it, so to speak, but it's to increase sexual energy because it allows us a greater expression of ourselves. So if you know anything about chakras, it's related to that. Sexual energy originates in the pelvis, right? And that energy wants to be expressed in certain ways. Now, many people will just release that from the pelvic area through sex or masturbation or something like that. But if we're able to contain the energy, right, we can begin to allow it different forms of expression through these chakra points. Because if you contain the energy and you don't blow it, it will begin to rise up, right? Kind of like a Kundalini awakening, but this is more of a conscious choice that we're doing. And as that sexual energy moves up your being, it's expressed through each of these chakras in different forms. So just to give you an idea of some ways it can be expressed: increased confidence, right? Compassion and love, greater creativity, greater insight, mental insights, thoughts just function better. I would even say better health and well-being, right? Because that energy is such a powerful creative energy, right? Sexual energy is the energy that creates worlds. That's the reason I'm here. That's the reason you're here, right? Because of sexual energy, right? So if we're able to increase it, harness it, it's going to improve us on our physical level massively, right? It's going to optimize us. And so this is why it's so important. And I don't think we need to take things outside of us like hormone replacement therapy and things like that. I mean, if you need that, fair enough. I actually believe we can intentionally create more of these hormones ourselves through things like meditation. I think we live in a world now, obviously, we think that everything is outside of me. So if I've got a problem in my body, I need something outside of me. I need some medicine, or I need to eat some type of food or whatever, right? Yeah, these things can help, but my approach is, it's your body. Aren't you the master of your own domain? Aren't you the master of your own body? Isn't it possible that you can, with intention, influence parts of your body just through intention, right? Why do you need something outside of you when you've got intention, consciousness, which is more powerful, which is the reason them things exist anyway, right? So I'm trying to bypass everything and just go straight to the source and increase testosterone, right? This anabolic hormone. And anabolic hormones, what they do is they build things up. It's a positive hormone, right? When your testosterone's high, you will feel quite powerful. It can actually feel difficult to contain it. So that in itself is a challenge, but just get to that point first and you can worry about how you contain it afterwards. So let me get into this meditation now for what we're trying to do. So I'm going to have to give you a bit of physiology. I'm not an endocrinologist, but I've got a basic idea. Now, our hormones are regulated and created by the endocrine system, which is the hormonal part of our nervous system. And there's an important part of the endocrine system is called the pituitary gland, which is kind of in the middle of your head. And this gland secretes luteinizing hormone, right? And luteinizing hormone is what stimulates testosterone production. So this hormone is created in the pituitary gland, which goes to your testes and it produces testosterone. So what we're trying to do in this meditation I'm going to share with you is increase our luteinizing hormone, which will then indirectly increase testosterone, which will then increase our sexual energy, which will allow us to express more of our being, right? So the meditation is very simple, so simple. First of all, you've got to set the intention of why you're doing it. The intention is you're trying to increase your testosterone and the sexual energy. All you need to do in the meditation is bring your awareness to this middle part of your head. You can actually find some binaural beat tracks for pituitary glands, so check out some of them while you do the meditation. And just keep your attention on that part of your head, right, in the middle of your head where this gland is. And you've probably heard this before, wherever you put attention, energy flows to that area, right? It might not happen right away, but the longer time that you do it, the more energy you're sending there. As you keep focusing on this area, sending energy to it, you begin to stimulate the gland. As the gland is stimulated, it begins to do what it does, right? It begins to secrete these hormones. Testosterone, growth hormone as well, is secreted from this gland. So that's it. It's just a very, very simple practice. I call it pituitary gland meditation, right? A lot of people do say you will get an increase in growth hormone as well. if you're really interested to see how well this works, I would suggest getting your levels checked. I'm actually having a testosterone check done in a few days. I wish I'd got it done before I started this meditation practice, because I have felt a shift in this. But I'm going to get the levels tested, and I might test again after a few months of doing this practice and just see how much it is positively influencing my levels. And there's a couple of other things I do, which I'm not going to share in this video, but I'll share in another video if you want to see that. It's like there's certain yogic practices that stimulate this part of your mind, right? There's certain yoga poses that work with the endocrine system directly, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get in better health. We're trying to be healthier. We're trying to calm our mind down. There's so many benefits of this. I've just explained so many reasons that you should do this. Obviously, this video is more directed for the fellas. For the ladies, I don't know how increasing testosterone would benefit you. I'm assuming it would. Maybe this is something you can try as well, but I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, if you have a lot of negative thoughts and you struggle a lot, increasing your testosterone is going to help you a lot, right? It'll be night and day. It'll be obvious, right? So, like I said, do this yourself. Just 5 minutes a day is all you need, maybe twice a day, morning and evening. Focus on that area, the pituitary gland. Send energy there. Stimulate it. Allow these hormones to be secreted. So it increases your testosterone, which will then increase your sexual creative power, which will then flow through you in powerful ways, which will give you a greater expression of you, right? So that's everything I've got to talk about in a video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything to add, any questions, comments, anything at all, you know what to do. Hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, if you did enjoy the video, if you could please go ahead, give it a like, share, subscribe. Really helps me out. Check out my book if you haven't already. I'll put a link down below. But until next time, remember to keep living free and being free. Peace.